Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming on in and sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. We're starting with the lemon water. First thing we got to do to combat the negative energy, we're starting with the lemon water. Putting the lemon into the water, staying hydrated, staying focused, staying on point. We can't change our routine. Is the hydration for the day. Shout out to each and every one of you for jumping on in. Let's get it in. Let's talk about it. If you were in my trading group last night, I love BTC pairs. See, I have these BTC pair charts. Look at 10:45 p.m. GRIN BTC looking for a possible move here off the golden pocket, out the falling wedge. It just, look at the curve up there. Look at that curve. Everything was just looking absolutely beautiful for a move. It had hit this golden pocket, the 0.618 and the 0.65. Everything looked absolutely juicy and scrumptious for GRIN BTC. And lo and behold, look at it now. It went all the way to my target for a gain of 84%, and it's still holding 52% right now. Probably one of the biggest bangers of the day. If we actually look at it, yeah, GRIN is the biggest gainer of the day. So we didn't play the USDT pair, we played the BTC pair. You put one Bitcoin in there, and it turns into more Bitcoin. It's pretty awesome. It's a really cool thing to do. It's mining Bitcoin right out of your hand, bang, 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 from the exchange, turning Bitcoin into more Bitcoins. There's nothing more beautiful than it. There's nothing more beautiful than that. So there you have it. And we can teach you how to do this every single day here on the live stream, right? We don't hold back. You're like, well, how did you do it, Crypto Lifer? What happened? How did you figure it out? How did you know GRIN was likely going to move to the upside? Well, it's based on probability, my friends. All right? Number one, I'm a Fibonacci guy, and I know my fibs. I pulled a bottom to a top fib, and I saw that price was retracing to the 0.65 and the 0.618. Even if it goes to this 706, that's another very scrumptious place, okay? I saw the moving averages getting tight, back tight together again. I saw the outlier of the 200 moving average, and everything looked absolutely beautiful. Stochastics RSI were low on the 4-hour time frame. They were also low on the 22-hour. And look, the 22-hour looks like it's just getting started, folks. So this could go up even more, honestly, for massive gains. So I'm watching this closely. And when I look at something closely and it's on my radar, there's a reason it's on the radar. Falling wedges break up 68% of the time. GRIN BTC was in a falling wedge. We were in the top gainer of the day. Hi. Shout out to all the haters out there. I don't have many anymore. We turn all the haters into lovers, into winners. They come, they may hate for a second. Next thing you know, they're starting to win and they love it. And there's just no reason to hate the lifers. All we do is want to shed love. All we do is want to spread light. We may not say the right thing every time. I may not be perfect with every single word I use. But trust and believe, my heart and soul are in the right place every time. Go to Barnes & Nobles. Go to any really convenience store, 7-Eleven throughout the world. This thing is all over the place. Top selling magazine in the world. And check out my article here on page 111. Read the life story of the Crypto Lifer. Get it in. This is at Barnes & Nobles. If you can't find it anywhere else, just run around. You'll find the Crypto Magazine with Kevin Hart on the cover, baby. Shout out to Crypto Magazine. We love you. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the support. What an amazing time it is to be alive on this beauty as we end the year of 2022. As we cruise on out, right? With hacks and nonsense. And, yes, I'm pissed about the API in 3 commas. Yes, it's sitting on my mind. They keep saying, it was users. There's no way it was me. And I'll tell you why. I made that API on an old computer. And I never back up my APIs. There's no reason. You can delete them in 2 seconds. You don't need to back them up. You don't need to, you grab them from your thing, you copy paste them, then you copy paste something else immediately. You know what I mean? And so the only time I ever used them was when they were put in, and there's no malware on my computer. There's no it's BS. Because this is why it's BS, because when Dizzle, who I'm talking to, is from another country, like these people from all across the world. So yeah, we all did the exact same thing. No, it didn't happen like that. Not happening. You know what I mean? So to me, it was an API leak somehow, some way in their database, but they won't come out and talk about it. If they can't talk about it, then to me, there's nothing to talk about because I didn't put my API anywhere. I didn't send it anywhere. I didn't give it to anybody, So I'm not playing this game, I'm not playing this game. All right. And no one got into my account. No one withdraw a thing. Nobody was able to get inside of my account. They were able to use my account for liquidity on the other side of a trade. So the only place I was ever vulnerable, and knock on wood, I've never been hacked. I keep myself super secure. Even my Gmail account has a FIDO key attached to it, which I tell most people to do, but they don't even know what I'm talking about. You can put a FIDO key on your Gmail account and get it in. All right? So anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Beautiful pump for Bitcoin out of this beautiful wedge, right? That's what we got. We got the measured move, which was the base of the triangle. Little pole action there. That's kind of what we did, right? A little bit of a wickage. I called the pump on the 7-minute, right, to 18,004. We went to 18,373. I was off by $17, right? So yesterday we nailed it. And we were, and eventually I did make a call. If you remember at the end of the stream, I was like, and I said, well, you know what? I believe we do shred up and we nail the shorts to the upside, right? So that's one thing on the radar that we can discuss. And then if you looked at, even my update, and that's a short I'm looking at, but the short looks short-lived. It doesn't look like there's a lot of love there, which is a good sign. Shorts don't look like there's a lot of love coming on it. But you never know. 22-hour doesn't look too bad on the short. If you look at the 22-hour, short may just be getting started. See this? See that? Maybe one more last leg down. Give us a bit of a double bottom here. The short could pump. I mean, if the short just makes it to the point of control, you're talking about a 32% gain on a Bitcoin short. It means you could get even more possibly out of an altcoin short. So I'm just, and this is how I just trade GRIN. GRIN looked just like this last night. It looked very similar to this. And bang. So, I'm not playing, but I'm saying, man, what a beautiful move for GRIN to the upside. You got to love it when you wake up to a win, baby. You got to love it when you wake up to a win, right? Last thing I posted before I went to bed, before I close my thine eyes. And I sleep between 11 and 7. 11:30 and I'm up at 7 in the morning. Sometimes occasionally I like to wake up at 5:45, right? But in general, I'm up about between 5:45 and 7 every single day. Somewhere in that little mix of time. All right. Oh yeah, I just wanted to see my Coinbase chart real quick. Let's keep that short out there too. So I got the short on the radar. Always keep a short on the radar. Always keep your bias on your hip. You know what I mean? That makes sense. So you can be like, all right, well, I may not be 100% right. We will find out from here, It's a good idea. Oh, I'm parched. Let me get some more of that. Okay. Let me pop out the chat too. I didn't have the chat popped out yet. Let me see what's going on. So I might find another coin right now that looks scrumptious. You never know. Stay tuned. Stick with me. We might get grinned up again. You never know. But if you don't hang out, if you don't put in the work, you just might miss the gains. You don't get gains without grinding. You don't win without working your butt off. Right? Look, 3333 on the concurrent viewers. I can't make this stuff up. 333. Shout out to each and every one of you beautiful people on the live. Thank you for jumping on in on a Thursday. And 133 likes. Like, what are the odds? So weird. Probably changed now. 133 likes on the 333. It's just like, it's always around. There's never a day I don't get bombarded by the 333. And wow, we just got boomed up. Another 330 viewers coming on into the stream. Thank you for jumping on in, everybody. On our way to 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, a million. If you just met me, my name is Sam Price. I've been trading for 15 years. I traded the Toronto Stock Exchange, gold and silver. I started trading mining companies. I got into gold and silver, started buying gold and silver, started stacking silver, became a silver stacker. Then once I realized that Bitcoin was the one, I decided to stack BTC. Its interruptibility, its borderlessness, its use case, and the fact that it had no CEO, no person to come after, Bitcoin was clean. And that's why I believe Bitcoin is the one, right? There's many reasons why, but that's one of the main reasons why I love Bitcoin. I also love XRP though. I like ETH too. I think every coin has its place in our space. Shout out to the 999. Would you mind taking a look at BAN? I'm in big on it and would love to see it pop off soon. God bless you, Lifer. Thanks for always streaming. Shout out to Xander Harris. We'll take a look at BAN. BAN has been stroking us, just kind of like almost. I don't know if I can even say that, but BAN has been playing games. We got 381 people, 170 likes. Can we get the likes up to the watches? Baby, let's go. Come on. This ain't your regular stream. We bring the energy every single time. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Most of your YouTubers, I love them to death. They're the greatest people on earth. You know what I mean? YouTube is not hard. YouTube is hard, man. For all of us to come out here every single day, I don't care who it is. YouTube is not easy. Shout out to all my streamers out there. Love to every single person who streams in the game. May God bless each and every one of you. It's not easy to stream day in and day out. Sam, are you a fellow Canuck? I'm from Boston, baby. Might as well be. We up there. Come on, let's strike up the band. She's a tease. You're funny, man. So one thing I wanted to look at was BTC USD here on my Coinbase chart. And so, yeah, remember yesterday I just flung out this, I just quickly make shapes. I project and I'm like, well, the 4 hours going to have to come down to the 21-day moving average. What I like about this is it's retracing, but not too shabby. And it could be just retesting. I'd like to just see it retest, this area here or, somewhere between here and here. Just want to see a retest in this area here for a possible move back to the upside of the 4-hour time frame. Yikes, though. 22-hour just getting started. Daily just getting started. And it's time to come, right? Its time has come. The daily does want to dump on your face, right? When we look at this chart, see, I've been showing this idea here. We've had a mid-range that we did break above. We could bounce off of this. We could use this as a support line, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin came and bounced off 16,600 one last time. Shows like it's a proper area. I believe it's a diagonal fib line. Ooh, sorry about that. And we can even freestyle this in a second. So you see the 4-hour. We'll take care of the 4-hour on Binance. So I'm going to get rid of that, all right? If you know what I mean, like that shape that I drew in the 4-hour. I just want to see it clean on the time frame that I'm on. End of the day, we're in a rising wedge, are we not? Rising wedges break down 68% of the time, and they break down back to where they began. It just is what it is. These are just the facts of life, all right? So daily would come back down here for a possible double bottom. And it's kind of is what it is. We're either making a double top, getting above the zone, or making a double bottom, or breaking out. Now, if this breaks out, it'll break out parabolically to the upside. That's how rising wedges work, and we would get at least to this point of control, and maybe could we break back up to 20K. All right, so there's a chance. There's a chance, but there's a iffy stance here, and there's our bounce. We came very close. It's a range bound area. It's the big boy support and resistance. But this area right there, right? That's just going to be the zone. That's the zone that we're attempting to get back above. And right now we're tweezer topping on the daily. So it's not the best sign, right? It's not the best sign. What I do have cooking for us is, that hopium that will reach up to this 200 simple. Just like we did on the 4-hour time frame, gives me hope that the daily may make our move, and we may just defy gravity and pump all the way up to the 200 simple. I've seen it many times. We would get above a point of control. It would bring us to this node here. It would all make sense. So there is a bit of a setup for some type of short squeeze brewing here where people get very, very caught up in the game. All right. So we will be looking for that. We'll load up Bookmap in a second. We'll look at the liquidity and see what we see as well. That will kind of get you where you need to go for the day, right? We're going to take a look at ES1 now and jump on in right before we kind of caveat right back into Bitcoin here. So here I am drawing this rising wedge, right? Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. You're making this shape. It's not too it's not a beautiful shape, I circled this area because it's likely that if we can't get back above the $4,000 region, close daily candles and, sing kumbaya, we're likely to fall to the downside, right? Zoom in here. We were making this flag, right? Which did have this measured move to the upside if we could stay inside the flag, but we got rejected by the move. And we broke down into the circled area, right? Where I have circled. Looks like, we said if we break down, we're going to break down to the circled area. So let's take a look at the S&P now in a bit of a falling wedge. Is it respecting the trend line somewhat? And it's very overbought on this 4-hour time frame, suggesting we could get a bit of a move. But again, that daily is somewhat, we still seem somewhat correlated today, at least for the S&P. And we should be, after all the dust settles, I believe Bitcoin and the S&P should be back in lockstep. You know, I look at this shoulder ahead, and that's a right shoulder right there. That's an ugly sign. That's not gonna cut the bacon, right? It's not a good sign right there, suggesting we could break to the downside. We're pushing down here on the daily, 22-hour, just getting started. A bit of an almost elongated M pattern too, with a rejection at 4,080. So, you know, we're at the precipice. You know, if we can't get a bounce, bulls need a bounce. Bulls desperately need a bounce here to the upside. And we need a candle to close above this zone to remain bullish. If we just, you know, dwindle around and go sideways here, there's a chance that we even make this kind of symmetrical or, you know, even a pennant, but the pennant breaks to the downside. Would be the first stop, would be about 37.89, and then we'll go from there. What do I see happening? I mean, the 22-hour still says that we have more downside. So, and I love the 22-hour. It's a go-to time frame for me. As you can see, I traded on it all the time. It gave us the GRIN BTC gains. And that's why people love this show. And that's why people love the channel. That's why people love the trading group. The trading group doesn't stop. We formulated a mindset to stay positive at any given moment in time. We have to believe that we are the energy force that consumes, that creates the opportunity. So if we don't believe that, there's no opportunity. So we must wake up every single day believing there's opportunity every single time, every single day, every single live stream. I can connect with somebody out there in the world, make a deep connection with them, bring in another lifer that's going to help change someone else's life, and together we can move forward and just continue to build. So I teach class 2 every single Tuesday from 3 to 5. If you want to jump on into class, I highly suggest you do. It's a great time. We had a huge class. The last few times, class has been 15, 20 people. People sign up fast, jump on in. We do try to limit to 20 people. So sign up today if you want. Lifer Vision Trading Course. You can understand everything that I'm talking about. Why the 200 Simple is so important. What is it? What is a moving average? What makes up a moving average? How do you use the moving average in conjunction and next to, right, with the MACD? What is the moving average convergence and divergence, which is the MACD? What is the RSI, the relative strength index? What is the stochastics RSI? What is the relationship between them? How do you use them on bigger time frames? How do you use them on smaller time frames? What is a time frame? What is a candle? What is a body? What is a wick? Right? What is oversold? What is overbought? All these questions and more, and even more advanced theories brought to you in this course. I cannot wait to continue to teach it every single week. It's my passion. It's my love. Thank you to everybody that signs up to this course and gets themselves educated. Then we have everyone in the trading group educated, so we're not like your normal trading group. We have so many people ready to go. And, you know, I don't see a live course anywhere. I put in the work to do that course every single week. I absolutely love it. May God bless everyone that has signed up for that and supported me as we continue to roll. All right. So ES1 to me looks like there's more downside, in my humble opinion, on the 22-hour. Lack of bullish momentum. Still see that we could have a little more sauce to the downside, and if we lose this level, we're dropping down to 3,800, and then we'll go from there. So that's my first kind of leg to, you know, something to look at. Now the 4-hour could give us a bounce, and we're going to need to see that. So by the end of the afternoon, we got to get a bounce here in the S&P. If the bulls can't get us back above that $4,000 region, if we can't close above 4,082, really, we're gonna, you know, there's some trouble brewing for the S&P. All right, so that's gonna really, by the end of the day, we're gonna find out really what's gonna seal our fate for really into next week for the S&P. Let's take a look at our dollar index. As someone said, the dollar is pumping. Yikes, yowzuzus, and boy, is it ever. And where is it pumping? I mean, it's kind of interesting, right? I feel like I'm beating a dead horse today, but I don't like saying that. Who would do that? I feel like, you know, I'm gonna get rid of some of the sayings that I don't know where they came from, but it's like they're just like, you know, they're violent. Like, that's a violent saying, and people said it all the time. I am, you know, repetitively talking about the same idea every time here today. And what is that idea? It is the 22-hour and how vicious it is, how accurate it is as a time frame. Look at the stochastics twisting and turning. Look at the lack of bearish momentum on the MACD, right? I was like, where's the blue line and the red line? They're way away. That's interesting. They're far. And look at the curve up on the RSI. That's suggesting a move for the dollar. So honestly, You know, if we flip up Bitcoin, Bitcoin's in this rising wedge. You see it? It's in the same exact sauce. Where do we have the rising wedge drawn? Here it is here. So Bitcoin is in the rising wedge, you see? Same rising wedge that this is in, but we flipped the chart upside down. We're playing games with your brain. It's a good gift. Someone gift that out and gift it to somebody for Christmas as a gift. Did I just say that out loud just now? I hope I did not. Anyway, shout out to the 430 beautiful people here on a Thursday. May God bless each and every one of you for jumping on in. So look, the DXY looks like this could continue to the upside, like it's just getting started. 22-hour has room to move, and that's not a good sign for BTC. So to me, you know, it would behoove me to think about a possible short. It looks like we could lose this level, and like we said before, this is a rising wedge that could break to the downside. And honestly, the 22-hour, the daily look like they're about to pounce and dump on us. That's also a tweezer top. So here's my deal. With this confirmation of a daily candle closing red, maybe even, you know, aggressive entry is now, but to open up a short here at this juncture with a stop loss somewhere above 18,500. Okay. Pretty steep, or 18,000, you know, even 18,482, you know, above that, you know, but somewhere above this region here. And these lines of resistance. And yeah. And if this ends up doing something squiggly, wiggly, and coming on back down, you're covered, right? If it comes back up and gets a little close and you think it gets above this area, it might not even stop you out, but you could close it maybe half before the stop. You know, these are my insurance shorts. So my idea is to open a short here. I don't like what I'm seeing on the daily and the 22-hour. I'm going to trust them. The dollar index also looks like it's going to respond oppositely to the upside, right? We're getting some bullish divergence on the dollar index. It's not perfect, but it's slight. That's a sharp swing down. It's definitely a class B bullish divergence. Suggests a bump. Now, the idea is the dollar can bump, but we don't want to see it get back above this 105.65 area. So, okay, give us a little bump, get a rejection, begin to dump back down, make an M pattern. But if we get a boom up here, we start closing candles above the zone, this could start to make a move back to the upside out of the falling wedge. You know, what keeps me, you know, somewhat okay here is how the monthly is just getting started, and the monthly could just continue to collapse here. So fine, we may get some movement on the daily up and down here, but in the long term, the monthly suggests that we are going to continue to push to the downside. But you know, anything is possible, so I'll watch it one step at a time. But right now, this is telling me to be careful, telling me that the shorts may play out, and the dollar index is, you know, could make a bit of a move here to the upside. Behooves me to look at Bitcoin dominance. We'll throw Bitcoin dominance back inside the picture here, and that looks like it's about to come on down. It's overbought on the 22-hour. Could come up a little more, but then eventually, you're right, see a bit of a rejection point here for Bitcoin dominance. So when I see that now tells me why does Bitcoin dominance drop? Well, people run out of Bitcoin, right? And they get into altcoins, or people run out of Bitcoin and they get into stables, right? So now when I see that this could drop and I'm overbought on a big time frame like the 22, I then look at the US tether dominance on the 22. Now, if that's low and about to pump to the upside, it tells me that people are going to run in. So now I got the dollar about to pump. I got tether dominance about to get it in. Bitcoin already just had a little bit of a rally. And so what do we see here? We do see the 22-hour in a descending triangle. However, 50-50 bilateral pattern. You know, ugly pattern, though, does usually dump to the downside. But this is suggesting somewhat of a move, right? And you could even kind of maybe throw it in here and just call that a fallen wedge, right? Be a little like more open-minded with it. And this falling wedge wants to break to the upside. Tight moving averages, lack of bearish momentum, pushing up on the stochastic. So there's a chance here that the shorts will live. Now, I don't like to jump into the shorts when the 4-hour is getting high, but it could pump up a little more, start the journey, go sideways, and then we could get the move right when the 4-hour resets. But the 22-hour is telling us to be careful here, and it's starting to build a picture. We'll lose Bitcoin dominance. Money will flow from Bitcoin into US Tether, all right, into altcoins or whatever, and this is suggesting that we're going to see some short action play out, right? anything is possible. I could be completely wrong. Right now, the 4-hour is attempting to possibly bounce back up. Maybe it makes an M here, and then that is the perfect entry for the short that I'm looking at on the bigger time frame. But right now, Bitcoin's in some trouble. All right, you got a daily overbought in a rising wedge at resistance. Okay, and 17,500, and you lost 18K real easily. So with that being said, let's jump into the Bookmap cam and see what we see here for Bookmap. What is Bookmap? Bookmap is a order book heat map that combines a heat map, basically like looking at infrared goggles with an order book, and it shows you where most of the liquidity lies on the order book, right? For instance, here you got a lot of liquidity: 17, 300, 800, 264, 496. These are people attempting to sell Bitcoin at 17.6. Look, you have more liquidity down here now. They have shifted the zone, and so it looks likely that the shorts may play out as we head further down to 17,100, right? So I'm looking at these bigger time frames to plow through. They could even pin the 4-hour to the downside, and we could just continue to the upside. So remember, heed that 22, heed that daily. Just like last night on GRIN, that 22 was the one talking, and if you listened, it paid you heavily. So my probability is starting to tell me to open some shorts up, or to begin to open up a short. To ladder in. Doesn't mean it's, like I like to ladder in. So like 500 here, 500 here, slowly looking at a possible short. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, right? You got to do your own due diligence. You got to figure out what you do. Never do what anyone tells you on YouTube or, and I don't tell anyone what to do, but even if you feel someone's doing something, you got to find your own way, okay? And that's what I do. I offer the education so you can figure out what I'm saying, and then you can decide whether it's up to, whether the technical analysis that you have, that is going to give you the edge that you feel it has, okay? Shout out to Toby, man. I love you, buddy. Lifer tends to cover super chats asking for the charts. What do you think about CZ interview? Where was the CZ interview? Honestly, I don't know if I ever saw it. I did know he came out and he spoke, though, and I know they're trying to attack Binance heavily for whatever happened, but honestly, like, when someone cooks the books, they cook the books. Like, it's so crazy. It's like Bernie Madoff went down, so you're trying to, you go after some other bank just because they interacted with him one day. It's like, you know what I mean? Binance was very clear. I mean, they had their position for 2 years, too. It's not like they dumped it out of nowhere. And, they found out some information that wasn't cool. They found out that the dude was trying, he wasn't in it for everybody else. He was in it for himself. So when you find out someone's not in it, you decide to dive out. Like, I just, to me, you have every right to not hang out with snakes when you find out someone's a snake, and to me, that's what Binance did. They realized someone was not doing then they did due diligence and they could see the books were cooked, man. They didn't want anything to do with it. I don't know. They seem to be a lot smarter than a lot of other people. I won't even, those we shall not mention. But anyway, so 4-hour time frame could continue to the downside here, just because it's just getting started. I've seen momentumous moves come down once you cross the dotted line. Right? So don't be, this dumps down to 17,000, at least to the point of control here at 16,900, 16,894. Highly likely. And Bookmap is corroborating the story here. So, sees that we could go further down to the downside. So I do see some downside coming on this Thursday. Sad to say, we had a nice little pump. Everything went, as best it could for Fed week, right? I think things went as good as they could for Fed week. Shout out to the 500 beautiful people on the live stream, 235 people on our likes. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? Baby, let me evoke something in you. Let me make you feel different about your life. Are you drinking the lemon water? Are you working out? Are you taking care of thy body, thy mind, body, and soul? You know what? I found out I'm going to Florida, and then I see that the weather is going to be 60 degrees and rainy most of the time that I'm there. It's not even going to be nice. Rented a pool and everything. I tell you what, you never know. It's one of those years, huh? So I'm going to be sitting in the rain, hanging out at the pool. But, I'll make the best of it. We'll go on walks. It still will be Florida, right? It will still be nice. But kind of crazy, man. The weather doesn't look good next week. The 1 week I'm in Florida. Well, actually, it was beautiful the last times I was there. Like, absolutely beautiful. So I'm looking for Bitcoin to continue to the downside. Again, anything is possible, right? For this to occur, it'll have to break through the zone. Maybe even it does something of this nature, right? It makes a right shoulder here. Also, the S&P doesn't look too good. They're somewhat correlated. The dollar looks like it's strong for a move back to the upside. I'm looking at the bigger time frames here, so be careful. Let's see what the 4 hour does. We could get a bounce on it. Let's see what it does. Let's see what the 1 hour does. We're oversold in the 4 hour and the 1 hour, but honestly, just because we're down here, we could still continue to dump. The bigger time frame can lean on you. You even see like a shoulder ahead and a shoulder there that's dumping. And to me, it had diamond vibes. Remember yesterday, I was like, let's not forget it has like diamond feels on it. It comes in from the bottom, drops out the bottom. It had diamond vibes to me. It wasn't perfect, but just, And then we also pointed out the bearish divvy right when it started. Right when the pump happened last night, and then we got the wick back down. I said, you got bearish divergence here on the 1 hour time frame. And look at that bearish divergence. Perfect time to open up the short, and it's down to the downside. So divergence doesn't play. We pointed out to you, someone will be in my group pointing it out. You have so many people that are just spot on with what they're doing with the technical analysis, right? We do it here every single day. We're like a mechanic that changes a carburetor every day. We got you, baby. We got you. Let me jump on into band. I appreciate you for waiting. Sorry to keep you waiting. Let's take a look at our baby band. So 193, tight in the channel, getting tighter and tighter. 22 hour ready to blast off, unlike Bitcoin, right? Looking different. Band BTC may end up looking like a pretty nice play as well, right? We're seeing some bullish divergence even on this divergence indicator and on my indicator, like the way I look at it. So this is interesting because you got this swing up, but this whole thing is kind of swinging down. It's a little bit of hidden bullish as well on that area. You do have a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. I must say that could dump us. We got to be careful. And if Bitcoin takes a huge dump to the downside, there's a chance that it does push us even lower. But this is looking opposite to Bitcoin, right? It's going to oversold 22, unlike Bitcoin, which is on the opposite side of the string. That's why I've been watching band for the last, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days now. It's been on my radar. Thought we would pop, but we got tight moving averages. We're parallel with the 200. We're battling this point of control. We get above the point of control. We're gone, baby, gone. So band is on the radar. I don't want to miss it if it happens. That's the thing. I'm FOMOing for this puppy. And you know what? What I also like is now the stop loss can be between price action and the 200 simple. It's a really good sign for me. I like that. Risking 26% to get 91. And if we get a little more and things look a little better, we pop out, we can shave that as well. Could almost shave it up a little more to 24 in my humble opinion. So I'm watching band with a 3.76 risk-reward ratio. If you don't know what a risk-reward ratio is, I can teach you these things so you can figure it out yourself. You can find out the risk. You can educate yourself and then decide basically through mathematical probability whether you want to take a trade or not, whether it makes sense to you, okay? And honestly, you can't find risk-reward ratio unless you know the measured move. You can't find the measured move unless you know the shape. You can't find the shape unless you know your patterns. And then you can't find the risk-reward ratio unless you know the stop loss. You can't find the stop loss unless you know the support and resistance and the moving averages and their significance. So all this comes into play to give you proper risk management. But if you don't know, that's why when people are like, oh, patterns don't matter. I'm looking at them like, well, then you must not use proper risk management at all. Or maybe you do, but you don't understand how you're using it. This is an all-inclusive package that you get inside the trading course every single Tuesday that I teach from 3 to 5. So I highly, jumping on in there will change your life. Will change your life. I'm telling you right now. It will change your life. And it's for $99. If you join the trading group, it's only $60. We give you a beautiful discount. I think that's an absolute bargain and a half. All right. So ETH USD for Phenom Sammy. Please and thank you. Shout out to Toby Linares. Thank you so much for the Argentinian. You're the man, dude. May God bless you and yours. Sim, didn't we expect a retest of 17K before a move back up to 19,000? Yeah, we should. I mean, that's possible. Why not? Let's come down and test 17,000. make sure the move is right? But I do see more pain coming to the downside for Bitcoin. All right. And you can see so far since I said it, we have been dropping to the downside. We lose this area, we will drop even further. Mark my words. And you got tether dominance. I mean, everything is in the cards for a possible move. Band defining the odds looks good to me. Band and mask still, I'm stuck on these two coins. And it just because this is the TA that I look for. I look for these tight, this is a cup and handle here for mask. Oversold in the 22-hour. Pull the fib. It's approaching the 618. Could go a little lower into the golden pocket, 706. Even if it double bottoms, I'm open-minded. I got tight moving averages, the 200 moving through. I mean, both of these look absolutely beautiful for a move. I could see Bitcoin dump them both and ruin it all no matter how good the TA looks. So that's happened to me. It's all happened. But the probability is building for band and mask. And I can't explain it, but both of them look very similar. And they're kind of, they're ready to rock. I'm just, they got to make me look good. Come on, band and mask. Make me look good, baby. But they're taking a long, long time for whatever reason to finally take that lift off to the upside. We got all the things that I look for. Lack of bearish momentum in the MACD turning. RSI low, below 50, in a falling wedge, ready to move. A shoulder ahead, almost like a right shoulder being formed here on the stochastics RSI, very oversold in the 22-hour time frame. And then you pull the fib and you're below the 0.5, almost at that 0.618. Things are just looking interesting for mask. So I give you what I see, right? And I'm nice enough to do that almost every single day. Then I keep some gems for the trading group, right? And I do Bitcoin updates and some other things. But man, there's gems here every single day to keep you juicy, keep you going. Free value, unlike any other. Just throwing them out there, throwing out steaks for you to munch on. Altcoin beef for you to sink your teeth into. You'll have a much greater understanding of how to trade like a pro if you take the class. Shout out to Scotty Beans. May God bless you for saying such beautiful words. Ever since the BSC's jars are finalists to the FIFA final, this is ever since the BSC's jars are finalists, this thing is skyrocketing. Oh yeah, PSG. It's a pretty good thing to talk about. PSG, and it's on Binance, right? Huobi, Gate.io, BitGet2 as well. I believe it may have it. Does it have it? No. Oh, no. Capital.com. Never heard of that. So PSG on Binance. Yeah, doing a bit of a double bottom, and I see it skyrocketing. And look, again, though, like the special sauce that I'm always going after, right? You got tight moving averages that are away from the 200. And I talk about when the moving averages are tight and they're away from the 200, price action will gravitate up towards the 200 SMA. And I showed this for the last few weeks. We started with Render. We started with Bitcoin. We talked about this. It happened on the 4-hour. It happens on many time frames. We want to see if Bitcoin can do this on the daily. This is something we're looking for on a macro scale on the daily. Once the daily figures itself out, we have our dump, because it looks like we're going to have a bit of a dump. How bad the dump is the question. But see, when the moving averages conjoin, price action will rip up to the 200 SMA. It's just a simple, something interesting. PSG giving a nice bit of a pump, though, for sure. From 5 to 666. That's interesting. Crazy. From 5 to 666 all the way. PSG holding it down at that next high volume node. See, that's where you take profit. See, not you. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm just kind of speaking out loud. But if you see, this is the VRVP. Price action likes to pump from one high volume node to the next area. So this makes perfect sense. You want to look for these types of situations. Okay. Mask is in it, band is in it. If they can get above their point of controls, they're going to get to their next high volume node. This is what you're looking for. This is the kind of, the special sauce that you're looking to build with the VRVP, VPVR, however you want to call it, whatever you want to name it. Okay. Shout out to the beautiful people. 534 beautiful people. Can I get the likes up to the watches? Baby! Do you just like me say doing this? Is it? You just get a joy out of it, don't you? But come on, baby. Let me invoke some movement. It's not that hard. I know you can do it. You're getting educated. You're feeling the movement. You're feeling the pump. You're getting an adrenaline rush from watching me. You've never felt like this in your life, and you know it. Come on now. Jump on in. Let's get more people to feel like this. Don't hide me from the world. I know you want to. I know you want to keep me all to yourself, but let the world see me, baby. Let me out, baby. Guys, let me out to the world. The more you hit that like button, the more people are going to see me. Let me out to the world. Don't hold me down, baby. Don't hold me down. I would never hold you down. Help me fly like a bird, baby. Help me fly like a bird. I want to be an eagle. All above the zone, all right? Help me get there. I can't do it alone. It's going to take basically all of us to do it together. Look, this is a bullish rectangle, oversold on the 1 hour time frame. This actually may get some more juice as the World Cup continues. We're getting closer and closer to the cups, to the cuppy. I'm part of the 99. I was at for 15K and guy, please get TA and high fidenza. That's what they bought with my funds. Yes, they did try to play with high fidenza. I think a few people got high fidenza. I got why I've died. Man, shout out to Brian, man. May God bless you, Brian. I'm so sorry to hear this. So whack. So whack. They gobbled me up for 11K. Those. I try not to think about it. I just want to move forward and keep moving forward. It's so whack. 22.1% gain coming out of PSG, right? And this thing's actually up. Look at that. Just continue. It's just 666, right? It's continuing to move to 672. You look at the 15-minute. I look at the 15-minute. I don't like to over jump on in, so then I flag out the 15 even. I'm crazy with it. You can learn the special sauce or you can laugh at it. It's up to you. But there's a reason why we hit the gains on GRIN last night. There's a reason why my elite uses the exact same style and nailed more gains last night too as well. I believe he hit, let's see, what else did my man hit? And we got a gains crew that shows you the gains. GRIN BTC 59.55%. May even got up even more. NMR, right? 14% gains out of NMR, numeraire, right? I believe that's what that was. Akala banging on them yesterday for 21% out of the falling wedge. See? Same thing that we do over and over and over again. DFYN, yeah, for 49. Same thing. See? Kind of a cup and handle with the flag, holding the zone, points of control. PLY, same type of thing. HIDOODLE, 413% gains for HIDOODLE. I hit Jaime Bits for 376% gains. Put it in a flag, never hit the stop loss, continued to pump all the way to the upside. We figured out what these Jaime coins were. Ton was a winner. And actually, we're going to look at Ton. Ton looks like it could continue to go. So we just keep finding coins nobody knows about on the low. GRIN's an oldie but goodie, too, that continues to rip. Right? So we've had an amazing week. Shout out to everybody that's jumped on in and contributed to that, because it's not just me. I can't do that alone. I was sick as a dog, actually, fighting for my life, it felt like. I can't say that. I wasn't fighting for my life, but I'd never been that sick, never been down and out like that for so long. It felt powerless. I really didn't like it. It's a distant memory. We're back in action, but this has just been one hit after the other. This week has just been a very, I believe God hits you the hardest, right? And I just been getting hit every second left and right, but you know what it is? You're going to be strong. You're going to look back on this time and be like, hey, it is what it is. Eventually, you will pass away. Your life will be over, so you might as well make the best of every single moment, no matter what's coming at you. So look, I look at the flag on the 15. If that flag falls through when we reset on the stochastic or we bend, I'll keep a look at the 15 and the 7. Oh, they're both looking pretty nice. 7 could bend that 15. It's interesting. Seeing some movement here. This could continue up for 22%. Thank you for putting on the radar. PSG, apparently connected to the soccer, right? Which it is. It's the, you guys should know. And I'm embarrassed because I don't know. Like, I should know more about my soccer. Us Americans. I like watching Ireland and England and, you know, and I love watching Argentina. And I love watching just, you know, my, the world's love for soccer, I find awesome, you know, and I think it's weird that we call like football, like in defiance of the world, like I almost don't think it's cool, but it is what it is, right? So look at this. WEMIX has been hot recently. It's been doing some numbers. If it can get above this point of control, this thing will fly up 61%. It is getting oversold. It's some high risk areas, but you're getting a lack of bearish momentum and you're getting tight in the zone. And it's interesting. So WEMIX on the radar for a possible move. Also, it's doing that thing where it's got the tight moving averages with the 200 lingering. Likely to pump back up to the 200 simple. So WEMIX on the radar for a possible move up for 61%, maybe even possibly more. WEMIX. Again, do your own due diligence. Study the charts if it makes sense. It could have low liquidity too. You never know. I'd have to really deep dive. But the technical analysis for WEMIX is starting to speak to me. Tight moving averages with the outlier of the 200 simple. And we've showed you many times where price action likes to jettison up and catch that 200 simple. Getting oversold on the 4 hour, right? 1 hour needs to kind of come on down and reset. It's saying, hey, it may not be the best time yet. Watching this consolidation, it could consolidate a little more, come down a little bit, up and down. Something could happen. There's no guarantees the pattern's exact at the present moment in time. But I just like what I'm starting to see here for WEMIX. My subconscious mind is picking up on some of the tells, some of the technical tells that I could see possibly happening here for WEMIX. All right, so it's on the radar. XLM, please, friend. Shout out to Lifer Friend for the Canadian 2 beans. May God bless you and yours, man. Thank you so much for the love. Ethereum and XLM. We'll take a look. I have never watched a soccer game in my life, and I'm not opposed, and I recognize it's the world's game, but I have always just watched American sports exclusively. Most of us have here in America, man. It's very rare for an American to sit down and watch a soccer game. I'll tell you that. I've done it because my brother-in-law is from Serbia, and he's going to watch soccer on a regular Saturday. Some days it's Sunday, and he's like, oh, I got to see Manchester, and I'm like, the Patriots are on, and I'm looking at him like, it happened on Thanksgiving, actually, there was soccer on, but there was also football. And my dad was like, all right, I'm going downstairs. It's so funny. And my dad's like, I'm going downstairs. That's it. I was like, it was just funny to me. Hit alerts. Always have an alert cooking. What's cooking with the alerts, baby? So this is a moving average thing that I'm looking at here with WEMIX. What I aim to do is I would like you to observe this and see how it moves. And then, if it does its thing, you'd be like, oh, I understand now what he means by the gravitational pull of the 200 SMA of the price action. And this is something that I want you to kind of figure out, because you get these golden pockets in time, and then they can happen a bunch of times over and over again for the same coins as the market starts to change. And you'd be like, it's like a rinse and repeat. I don't really get the fascination most people have with the spectator sports. If I'm not participating, it just seems boring most of the time. For me, you get to know the players. Right now, I really know the Celtics. I know Marcus Smart. Been watching the dude for years on years now. I know Jason Tatum, right? I know Jaylen Brown. Okay, yes, some other people come in and out of the mix. Derek White. There's just people become part of the crew. Al Horford. They feel like someone You've watched them so many times. You've gone to the game live and seen them. And so they just become a character to you. If you want to live in that fantasy world, to me, it is fantasy. Sports is just it's entertainment. When I look at these charts day in and day out, and I just need a break, so I go watch the game. I meet some guy, one of my buddies, and we go watch the Celtics game. And I see all the people pour in. I watch the game. I watch everyone get drunk. I don't drink, and I find it hilarious. And then I go home and I think about my life, and it gets me out, takes me, gets me, and just something different to do. So, and honestly, when the Celtics are really good too, watching them hit, just watching them move together, watching the team move in unison, to me is special. It's a special thing, and especially to see them at the rate that they're doing it right now, it's a beautiful thing. And so I'm into it, So that's kind of what gets me going about watching sports. If that makes sense, just to address, I see your point 100%. People watching drunks is pretty funny, right? Instead of, no, I'm not a moon boy, I'm a chart boy. Well, I'm not a sports boy, I'm a chart boy. Charts are my sports. I'm the same way. At the end of the day, if the game's on and I'm heavily in a trade or I'm looking at stuff, I'm in there. I'm not watching the game. I could care less, And I don't watch that much. I probably watch 1 or 2 games here and there if I'm lucky. I have too much to do. So WEMIX looks like it's likely to make a move to the upside here on this 4-hour time frame. We'll have to figure out the minutia of the 1 hour. But I like what I'm seeing here for WEMIX on the 4-hour time frame. It's interesting. TWT ran it up and gave it back, right? We did get some beautiful gains out of TWT. Let's take a look now where we stand. You know, what kind of shape are we making? What's going on here? Getting oversold on the daily, which is cool. People still want to get into these decentralized wallets. They know it's the place to be. They know it's what they want. Some people are just lazy, haven't gotten around to it. Could almost say it broke out. It's retesting this trend in a way. And then we could give it somewhat of like what a broadening wedge here. The megaphone. Does it break back to the upside? Inside the megaphone, 37% gains possibly coming. There's a chance, right? So oversold on that daily, 22-hour. And so now we're starting to see things that don't look just like Bitcoin. And you can see it, I believe we have created some independent ecosystems inside of crypto that have been doing. Remember when Quant and XRP were just pumping out of control in the beginning of October, right? It's like Quant was in its own bull rally. People were like, it's an ISO rally, you know? It's like, we get these pockets of time, and we're going to find the movement. So TWT, I mean, it's interesting. That could be a retest. We got a point of control we're sitting on. We get above that. There's a move to the upside here out of TWT. Oversold. And again, it's the 22-hour that I love to watch. Now, it could easily fall to the downside. I get it. We could start to fall. The moving averages are a little far apart for me. That's one thing that's giving me a bit of a caution. Okay. 4-hour time frame also suggesting more downside coming. Right? You can almost put it in a flag here like this. And I could see that drop back down to this level here at about 183. It's all about if it can hold the point of control or not. Higher risk than the other coins. Let's see what the 4-hour does, right? And where it sits when the stochastics reset. So back to the idea, am I shorting? Is the short the way to go, right? Or will we go sideways? What's going down? Right now, the 1 hour and the 4 hour are both oversold, so I would let them find their way first. You know, there's a chance we do come back up, but we make an M pattern here. So just want to remind you of this. You know, we double top. All right. So I'm going to watch that for the day. That could be the perfect time to enter that short too. Okay, I want to see the best YouTube TA people compete in a trading group. Lifer versus Frankie, Tom Crown, Crypto Vase, Blockchain, Eric Crown, Battle of the Titans. I mean, they want to do a show, like, whatever. I can't say anything. That's what you want to see. That's cool, man. I grew up with sports, but I've definitely reduced the amount of time I used to pour into it. I didn't even know most of the players now. Don't play the video games and rarely watch. So what happens, man? You grew out of it. You know, my buddy risks wagers on hockey and fights. He does pretty well, but it's not for me. Yeah, I don't do that, man. I want to see the best, you know, okay, you want to... I would love to see YouTubers live trade 2 hours on the 1 minute. Start with 100 USD and see who can cash out the most with their time when their timer hits. That's pretty crazy. But see, like, I don't trade the 1 minute like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my trading style. Like, I don't like to do that. Like, I've earned the right to be like, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? In my humble opinion. But I mean, I guess I do it for fun. I would only do it for fun, like out of pure curiosity to see how it would happen. But like, to me, it like wouldn't be my favorite thing to do, right? It's funny. I've been looking at INDI GG2 as well. My man's on point, man. My team's on point. My team is on point, man. You're the man, Dave. Shout out to everybody here. Shout out to everyone on the live stream. 338 likes, 518 people on the live stream. I know we can do so much better. I know we can do so much better, baby. Let me free, baby. Let me free. Why y'all holding me down? I don't get it. If you don't hit the like button, you're holding me down. Like, you don't want to see me fly. Let me fly. I went through this whole bear market, put every single thing I had into it every single day we had. You did too. We did it together. Shout out to Toby. Shout out to Love Learning. Shout out to CNC Ireland. Shout out to everybody here on the crew. We love you. May God bless each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. So look, one thing I want to talk about, right, is, let's see here. Let's get a tweet going. Let's get a tweet going. Boom, boom. So check it out. When I wake up and think about Bitcoin, then I tweet about it. Here we are, right? That's what happens. That's what happens. So I wanted to get a feel here, right? Back into the Twitter space. Twitter's pumping. So I want to keep the Twitter community alive and see how people are feeling. So right here. Interesting. Where the heck? Interesting. All right. Moving forward. Sorry about that. I wanted to see what was going on, but I don't have, yeah. Wow. Okay, so here. I'm just thinking of like what I want to say, you know. How has this bear market been to you? What did you learn? Can you find a positive? You know what I'm saying? Because, and I bet I'm going to get so many cool answers here. They're going to inspire me and make me feel better about my life. So how has this bear market been to you? Some people are going to say, whack, you know, I get it. It's going to be funny. But there's also going to be some people who really take this to heart and write something amazing. How has this bear market been to you? What did you learn? Can you find a positive? Can you find a positive in it all? All right. Bitcoin. And you know what? The best answer to this, I'm going to do something cool. So I won't say exactly what it is, but I'll do something cool. Month in the group, something like that. You know what I mean? Hook you up. So let me know. Answer this. Let's see if we can get 50 people to retweet this. Let's see if we can get, 70 people to respond. I was doing this a while. I was getting 50 retweets, 75 comments. Let me know, right? How has this bear market been to you? What did you learn? Can you find a positive in it all? Said now. And I got Twitter Blue so I can undo it for 30 minutes. How has this bear market been to you? What did you learn? Can you find a positive in it all? Right? Boom. I'll be the first to like that, baby. Let me know. And right here, I could even just post this into the comment section, which makes it real simple and easy for you to access this tweet. And you could jump on in today too as well and tell me how you feel. Answer the tweet for a chance to get into the group for 1 month. So you can learn everything that I teach, find out what's going on, get situated, become a lifer. Could be your lucky day. You never know. Just jump on into that tweet and get it in. So look, dollar index is, Bitcoin dominance is pumping. US Tether dominance is pumping a little bit. We're at a standstill here with the dollar, but we're still kind of getting, getting pushed down. Got a little bit of bullish divvy there. That swing up to swing up. Trying to see, and this is like kind of not as a sharp swing up, but it's not perfect. I'm not going to call it bullish divergence there or hidden bullish. It's not there. It's not acceptable yet yectable, right? Anyway, moving forward, let's take a look here. Bitcoin, 4-hour time frame, extremely oversold, wants that bounce, baby. How much of a bounce? But could we get shredded by the bigger time frames? That's the kind of where we're standing now. In the middle decision, and that's why I'm looking for a possible an M pattern on the 4-hour, or can we get back above the zone and close a candle? I'll be watching support and resistance, but to me, I'm also watching, this rising wedge is just no good. Huge wickage to the downside as well. You can see that one candle in the middle was just a very, that's a bearish candle, bearish doji. bear star, usually the end of a rally that's going to, at least reset down. So remember, we could wait for this double bottom here at about 15,500, and we would drop another $2,000 for Bitcoin. The daily says we can. The 22 hour says we can. So let's see. Let's see if the 4 hour can throw a Hail Mary and keep us in the zone. Keep us bouncing off this to the upside. That's the question, right? I did 2 different charts for you just to watch. And you're like, wait, he's going back and forth, but I just get, 2 ideas. And remember, the bigger one here is that we're in this bigger channel. And we're right at a resistance point too for BTC. So I feel spot on today, man. It took like a week. I was sick for 4 days, and it takes a while for me to get back into my zone. TA is something that I feel takes a few days to kind of catch on to. But once you're on, you're back on. But you got to get into it. You got to get back into the moment. All right. So I was looking at this last night, and I was like, man, this thing looks scrumptious to me. This INDI GG, right? And I can see one of my elite traders put it out already. I don't even have to touch on it. He nailed it. I love his chart. Looks good to me. I love all the things he wrote about it. And so it looks spot on. Tight moving averages here, right? We're retracing. If I take the wick all the way back to like a 786. So, and we did get a bit of a move here, a spike up, came back down. 1 hour wants to reset. 22 hour, not totally in our favor. The daily's a little hot, but the 4 hour maybe could get a bit of a move. That's why I went to post it last night, but I hesitated due to the 22 hour and the daily being a little spent. And that made me kind of, be like, it might fly, but I'm also fighting probability. And I like to look good, so I was like, I'll wait it out. It may pump on the 4 hour time frame. It's getting a little extended there too, though, right? Has a little bit of hidden bullish slight. I see what you're saying, because that's like a slight uptrend. That's more of a flat. There's some signs of life there. Someone asked about Ethereum. Let's take a look at ETH. So we talked about ETH breaking out, and it looked pretty nice. It got the breakout of the triangle, came right back into this area, right? I just want to zoom in and like really look at that. So it broke back inside the pattern, clear as day, right? And the pattern is basically, it's kind of an ascending triangle, it's like a hybrid between it and an ascending. I guess it has ascending triangle vibes. I'd have to just flatten this out, right? And so ascending triangle, which is a 50-50 pattern, and it could break to the downside. I like the tight moving average in the 200. We're back inside the pattern. Tells me they could make it just another aggressive move right back out. But again, you probably have the 22 in the daily a little spent, just like, and you're in a rising wedge on ETH, just like you are on Bitcoin, right? So watch, let me break this down. There's 2 scenarios here. The 4 hours retesting, and you break out of this bottom trend line back to the upside. And there's a chance for gold here, right? But there's also the other story, right? And let me show you the other story here. Go to the 22, we'll delete everything. I'll get rid of my moving averages just for clarity for a split second. Double click on the chart just so I can see just price action alone. And we begin to, we'll tell a story here for Ethereum. So here we have a major resistance point, which is like a range bound area. But you could like, we hit, we bounce through, we hit. So like that's going to be, and we already hit the lower end of that and had a bit of a trouble there too, which we had resistance not too far away. So like we're not that far away from these scenarios. If we can kind of get back in the mix, like in the conversations that we had here, because then this high is attached to that high, So this seems to be, something that we're looking at here. And then even the bigger idea says that we kind of did break out, and we're attempting to stay on the other side of this trend line, which is interesting. That's a bullish sign. Okay. And it's a subtly bullish sign that it's not easy to see. All right. Almost feel like we dropped out, dropped back in, and we're attempting to hug this trend line too now. We don't want to go lower than that. We want to get above that. All right, we're on the other end of that. So cool. We seem to have bottomed at 900. Do we go lower? You never know. that 645, the Garasolo area, right? Did we go to 645? 600 ETH is still possibly on the table, right? And again, I was like getting that mid-range in that middle range there going, because it seemed like we had the same thing going for Bitcoin, right? So here we stand, in my humble opinion, for Ethereum, the Ethereum, as my man Jason Casper says. Love that dude. So look, we have the rising wedge, right? Rising wedges break down 68% of the time. Boom, right? And then we get a bit of a double bottom here, right? And you get a move to the upside. So this is just something that, you know, just like Bitcoin, we're watching this with caution, right? And you see, you have like, if you zoom in, you get a point of control there to contend with, just in this level, because you have resistance, and you're out of resistance. So resistance at kind of right where we're at, around 1300. So can Ethereum, I can say it with a straight face, can Ethereum get the move on the 4-hour time frame back to the upside is the question. And it's just kind of very similar to Bitcoin. You know, do we get enough move on the 4-hour? Or even then, do we just get the move on the 4-hour to make an M here, and then that starts the real move to the downside? I wouldn't be surprised if we saw ETH back at 1,097 one more time, at least some type of double bottom here, working on it. So that's my idea for ETH. You know, you got to get a daily candle close really above 1386. These highs here to remain bullish. You got to get somewhere up in here and then above this top trend line. And you get a daily candle or 4-hour candle close there, and then you get above this high volume node, it suggests that you can continue to the next high volume node, right? And you can get a move up into this zone. So you're looking to get back above this area so you could get to this area here. And, you know, that's just your next stop, which is 1588 for Ethereum. Can you do that with the momentum against you on the daily and the 22 is the question. And that's kind of what we're looking at. So would I long or short Ethereum? I would wait for it to pump on the 4-hour, and I would short it if it can't get above 1395 or even this top trend line here, or it makes some type of M pattern. So I'd be planning on a short, honestly, if anything. And then I would look at the short asset, which I'm going to now for you, just to, you know, to kind of give you the full package, even though you didn't ask for it. And honestly, no one asked for anything really. We're all just having fun here, just looking. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, right? Just going over the chats. Just a kid with the chats. I'm only 30 years old. I'm only 28 years old. So lack of momentum, you got a little bit of bullish divergence there. The daily could flip on you at one point. You know, so I'm just seeing, you know, some signs, you know, 4 hours needs to come on down. I wouldn't touch it until then, right? Unless you get some miraculous huge pump, which could happen above this point of control, but anything is possible at any given moment in time. Shout out to the 500 beautiful people jumping on in. Thank you for coming on in. Who's new to the live stream, never seen the Lifer before? Put your hands up where your eyes can see. Who's never been here with the Lifers before? Who's a new Lifer, baby? Football Dream, I've never seen that name before. Can you check IMX, Mr. Lifer? Vitality B, Peter, draw that trend line properly. Dude, wow, how dare you? The one from 69K. No, I did draw it properly. Don't disrespect me like that. Don't disrespect me like that. Don't ever in your whole life. Peter, first time disrespecting the man, right? I knew it. I knew you were a first timer. Just sit back and watch, man. I don't do it like everybody else. That's what you'll see, right? Took your beginner's course on Tuesday, and it's been so helpful. I've been using the checklist to double check all my thoughts, and it's also it's been almost spot on. Thank you. Shout out to Michael Cash, man. I appreciate you for bringing up the fact that you took the beginner's course that I teach every single week tirelessly. And it's not easy to teach a live course and give it your all, no matter what, every single week, and I love doing it. We continue to do it all through 2022, and I'll continue to do it through 2023. And may God bless each and every one of you that have taken the course. And thank you for my voice. Thank you for the health that I've been able to have. And thank you, I've kept this streak alive. We've never skipped a live stream in 2022, not once. Thank the heavens so much You know, I do have jury duty coming up in March next year, and that's what gets me going. I'm like, what if jury duty tries to take me out the game? You know, what if it's jury duty? I guess I could stream from the jury duty and they'll kick me out, and then I'll be like, but I needed to stream. No, I don't want to mess up the process. I want to do my, you know, my right as a citizen. I want to give my time to the country. Right? I believe that. No, I do. I do. So E short could give us a little bit of gain here. The daily doesn't look amazing. 22-hour got some gasolina, but it may not be amazing either too. So short's not 100%, but I don't like what I'm seeing for Ethereum. So HIDOODLES. People love HIDOODLES. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about HIDOODLES over here. So it made a huge pump. It came down, right? We got it in this flag. Flag continued down to the 786 Fibonacci level. It's a really good fib level, right, that it's at. It could still make gains. It's got a very large, you know, wow, 261%. These things have been doing things like 300%, 400%, just out of control, right? 22 hours beat, daily is beat. I would be careful on that, all right? The bigger time frames are telling you to be careful. Could be more downside. 4-hour looks good to me, but I don't like trading the 4-hour when the daily looks horrible. You can, and there's gains out of it. It's just not my cup of tea. I try to be even more risk adverse. I don't, or less risk. I don't want to put that much risk on, you know? When I'm trading the 4-hour in the 22 on the daily are against me, it's a high risk trade. And there's more probability that I'm not going to win the trade. You got high BAC, you got high MAC, right? You got them all. You got high squiggle, high doodle, you got high sin 4, high sin 3. For going over HIDOODLES, I appreciate you. Shout out to After Hours Investing for the 199. May God bless you and yours, man. Thank you for the love. We got a good crew of people here, I'm telling you right now. It's quality over quantity. We got an amazing group of people. Did Charles Hoskinson's let out the bag on XRP knowing it wouldn't happen to cause XRP to drop when the case was not resolved? I don't know what you're saying. I don't know, Honda man. I don't have the same insight you do into the situation. All right. I wish I did, though. I wish I did. I am addressing you, though. I hope that's okay. Not in the summer dress, though. In my words, I'm addressing you. Took your beginner's course on Tuesday, and it's been so helpful. Thank you, man. I love, dude, that. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. You should put that in the testimonials. If you can, I have a free area where you can jump in and just write testimonials in. Anything you want to say about me, about the course, about Discord, jump on in here and write it in. Okay. Doge is also on my radar. I have a feeling there's going to be some news coming out for Doge. Something is brewing for Doge. Could you pay for your check in Doge? So I don't know. They're going to do something with Doge. It looks like it's making some type of movement here. It's getting interesting. The moving averages are tight. The 200 is the outlier. The 12 hours oversold. The 22 is beat to the ground. The daily's ready to rock. It looks a lot like Band, Doge, and Mask. All are in the same kind of situation here. And remember the last time Mask and Doge pumped together? They were forming a similar idea. And so are we going to see something else happen here for Doge and Band and Mask? I don't know. Band is an amazing protocol used by many other protocols and many other coins that you don't even know about on the underneath side. Like, you don't realize how many people are actually using Band, but they are. Band is being used by so many people on the low end, underneath the hood. That's something that you want to understand. So Doge is on my radar too as well. I hope you're getting this alpha. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down, right? And it seems like, show me the charts and I'll show you the news. Seems like they're trying to tell us something. Cake decentralized too. Cake attempting to hold this trend line one last time. Can it? Not a fan of that. Doesn't look as amazing as the other ones that we're talking about, right? So we scan the market. Of the thousands of coins, we're going to find a few that pick my fancy or that my system decides have a high likelihood of a move, right? And that's kind of what I look for. Can we look at XRP? Yes, of course we can. Let's take a look at our baby XRP. Shout out to everybody here in the XRP Army. May God bless you and yours all the way. Shout out to XRP Muser, who is now the Crypto Muser. But we all know he is the XRP Muser, right? So XRP is still in a cup and handle here on the daily time frame, suggesting a move to the upside above this point of control. If it can stay above the point of control, which is 37, XRP could highly likely get to 67, at least to this next resistance point at 52. So I'm looking for a move here for XRP on the daily time frame. 22-hour needs to come on down, may give us a better entry, somewhere maybe a bounce here off the lower end at about 32. But can we get the juice is the question. So watching XRP closely here in this cup and handle, in this giant falling wedge, if we so may, right? Like it just, and honestly, to me, on the other side of the wedge, like broke out, making another flag could make a move to the upside. So XRP is interesting to me. It's kind of got that emerging cup and handle feel. The lowest it's almost ever been, double bottoming. So many talks about what XRP could be, what the price it would need to be to handle the world liquidity. ISO 220 on the back end of it all, right? So, yeah. Shout out, Doge Mask and BNB was put in a fund for Twitter by CZ and Elon. I know, Doge, it really was, but not ban though. You know, where's ban come into the play, right? XDC, XLM, and XRP, let's go. My man, David Brumberly, he knows what's up. He knows what's up. So XRP, looking like there could be a bit of a move there. So we talked about XDC, and look at this. I had it in this flag that could move 16%. It did go lower double bottom, but it did eventually hit my target there of 16%. Very overbought on the 22-hour time frame. XDC. To me, this is the smallest coin in the bunch, only 2 cents and 4/10 of a cent. And honestly, you'd have to really believe, right? I think it's high risk at this point. Only thing I really truly want to consume at this moment is Bitcoin, a little bit of ETH, possibly some, I think I'm done with the XRP. I got enough of that. A little bit of more Cardano, possibly at these 30-cent regions. 25 would be amazing, right? Could XDC bounce back to the upside? There's a chance it could. You take a look at your 3-day chart. 3-day chart suggests that you're pumping, but you're already halfway there. Could you get some more momentum to the upside? Interesting. I'm not feeling lovely about this. You'd have to want to accumulate this long term and just not even be able to look at it. Just be like, you know what? Whatever it does, I'm in there. And just be like, and hope that this is eventually like going to be like one of its like long bottoms. And rounded bottoms pay the bills. That's how you accumulate on the rounded bottom. Band is always on its own and it pumps when a lot is... Yeah, exactly. That's true. Band pumps when the whole market's just continuously doing something completely different. And Band just decides, hey, I'm going to fly and pump on my own way, or I'm going to do something different, It's true. You know your coins because you know that about Band. Band is very weird in that sense. I'm looking at ORAI. ORAI, why? Because it's getting close to that golden pocket. It's actually kind of in the golden pocket right there. You see that? Touching the zone. And that's a previous, also a previous resistance point. Resistance, bounce. ORAI. 1 hour time frame is not in our flavor, but the 22 is. And again, that 22-hour time frame, bit of a cup and handle, sitting in a 618, tight moving averages. The 50 is about to cross the 200. Some signs of life here for ORAI, right? Low cap gem on KuCoin. These are KuCoin gems. I trade KuCoin basically all the time. KuCoin and Max Global, 2 places that you will catch me trading most of the day, right? Wow, we did a lot today. I'm hyped up. I'm excited. I feel like we really crushed it, and we're doing good. So shout out to everybody that kicked it with me. What an amazing live stream. Back in action. Really feeling it. Really, really feeling it. Shout out to the 478 beautiful souls, 403 people on the live. Thank you for the $20 in chat revenue. You people are absolutely amazing. Thank you for the love. This man's all over it. Doge, Food, Galaxy Coin, Starlink, ISOP Link. He's crazy, man. XDC, he's a true degen right there. XDC being used with R3/4 to clear for the DTCC. I know, right? R3/4, man. I'm with you. My band description a minute ago. Exactly. Elon to cause Santander rally. tonight when you join the 99 Lifer Trading Group. For $99, you get to join the 99 weekly Zoom private screen share every Thursday. Email cryptolifers@gmail. Every Thursday we do a private screen share, which I go over some of my coins. I actually have some screeners that we use. I go over a bunch of different altcoins. We have a lot of fun. We break down Bitcoin. We talk about strategy. We talk about the subconscious mind. Give a little insight as to how I got where I'm at and continue to push forward every single day. You know, what is the method to my madness? What is the equation to success? All those things are answered. And I think we have a lot of fun too every single week on Thursday. Jump on into the weekly screen share. Every single week we do a private screen share. I was sick last week and I was traveling the week before, but every single week. Those are the only 2 times I ever missed it in the last year. So shorted BNB from 270 to 258. Shorted again at 273. Will be my first weekly screen share. Wow, that's awesome. I love to hear that. Riding down, let's go. And there you go. Bitcoin about to breach that 17,398 area. I do believe we're going to continue a little lower just based on this 22 and the daily. They're going to take over and really continue to dump down, in my humble opinion. They're going to be the driving force of this move to the downside for BTC. And remember, you're in the rising wedge for Bitcoin. So just be on the aware. So we looked at the coins that I believe are outliers. We see where there's strength in the market. Okay. And, you know, we're waiting for a possible retest here if we can get it. So we're open-minded to believe there's 2 scenarios here that could occur. But then we also have this other chart sitting, and we realize we're in a rising wedge, right? If we break this area, we're going to bearishly retest and possibly dump to the downside. And these are something that we have to watch and heed. And we got to stay, you know, watch it very, very closely. So that's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell for today. I see more downside than upside. It's a rising wedge, 68% chance it breaks to the downside. It loses this point of control. It gets back into the zone, and we could have a double bottom on our hands here at 15,500. All right. So also we had a pretty momentous pump. Things came in with the data, right? And we'll see how the rest of the markets kind of interact. Also, the S&P didn't look good. The dollar looked like it was wanted to pump. Bitcoin dominance was going to give it away, and U.S. Tether dominance. So we went through a very thorough look at the market, in my humble opinion. You know, before we opened our mouths, before we said anything, before we even did anything, we really did a thorough deep dive into our craft, into what we do here, and I'm really happy with it today. I don't know if you are. Feels good to be back. It really does. Taking a look at Bookmap here and just checking out, kind of nibbling at these long liquidations. 7,004 accounts liquidated, right? And as we said before, there's just really lack of momentum to the upside. I don't see anyone really trying to gobble. I see people trying to push the price down to 17K area, if anything, at the present moment in time. And everyone, that is the show for the day. From what I'm seeing, Band is actually making a lot of moves. Look at my man. Feels good to have you back. Lakochi Coker. What time is the weekly screen share? I'm on the West Coast, so I wanted to get an idea of the time so I can see if I will work for my crazy schedule. 6:50. I started, you know what? Probably, yeah, like 6:30. I usually go on, and we'll go to 8:30, right? So 6:30 to 8:30. That will be 3:30 your time to 6:30, right? I also do record it, so sometimes ban too. Sometimes I ban when I wear a mask. Isn't that funny? Ban was the first crypto I got into when it was on its huge pump. I get in about 1.6 and have been accumulating since, waiting for it. Me too. I started actually holding Band long term as well. Project that I really liked and believed in. My baby Band. I'm figuring how to get a good checklist. Join my trading group, and it's right there for you. Even if you spent 1 month in my trading group, you would get all you need to get situated and to get started and get going. I truly believe that's just what it's there for. $270 for 3 months, $330 if you take it for 3 months and take the class. You can't beat that. You can email Crypto Lifers and pay in PayPal or pay in crypto, whatever makes you happy. XRP Ledger going to be competing with Ethereum and Cardano for smart contracts. Watch out soon. XRP Ledger. Hey, baby. I'm already in, bro. Beautiful. Beautiful move. Blessed by the 333, baby. Oh, yeah, Ton. Let's just look at Ton. So Ton attempting to give it back, right? but already kind of in a bit of a flag here and showing signs of overboughtness. I mean, oversold behavior, right? Touching the 21. Moving average is a little far apart for me, but it could continue. And bigger time frames do want to dump on your face, though. That's where I pull fibs. And I look for the 618 that's fibs even, maybe even here. This looks more like the area we may get the conjoined motion. And it doesn't mean it can't pump, but 1 hour needs to come on down. I wouldn't touch it. So my system really will identify whether something's highly likely to move or not based on multiple time frames. All right. Rocket mode, baby. That's what this indicator is all about. Let's see if the indicator smells any sauce in the market. GRIN continuing to be strong. We picked the strongest coin in the game. I saw even people looking at UNIC last night too, and you people are amazing. So you called this bottom here with the 4 indicators, and I told you, it might be time to take some profits out. This was interesting. Called this bottom here for the 5. When you see a 5, I mean, that's telling you something. It's 5 time frames all lit. Tempting that short could play out. But you know what? My brain is so clear too. Like my brain needs to see things clear. Then I can slap the indicator on. I think I want to turn off the history too. I think it's too much. That's telling you that there's a possible move here for the AVAX. Saying the AVAX short's about to pump on the 4 hour, right? Like it's like, just want to see like this is identifying a move to the upside here. Possible 30 to 40% gains coming. Just want to test it out. Just want to observe that. I'll slap an alert like right here. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Just gave you a little bit of insight there of what we're building and what we're building on. Yeah, I see what I see for the market today. And you know what? It may change in the next few hours. I'll reanalyze and see what's going on. But I'm happy with the stream. I'm super happy with the stream. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. May God bless each and every one of you. Can't wait for your indicator to be available. Thank you for saying that. What's going on with 3 commas? What do you recommend to approach the situation? Because I was ripped for 10K last night. Still research how to resolve this situation. Honestly, like, they got to come out and say they messed up with their APIs. And they're not doing that. Until they do that, like, honestly, I'm just kind of stuck. I'm going to start using a new API program. I'm going to look for one. I'm going to research a few. I already have a few on the radar. And, yeah, I'm going to be doing the same thing somewhere else. I love 3 commas. I like the way it looks. I like the setup. I've been using them for 5 years. It really guts my heart. Like, it kills my heart. God bless you, Lifer. You kept me going and positive when I felt lost this year, brother. Anytime, Honda man. May God bless you and yours, brother. Thank you for saying that. I think that's the key. That's what we do here. I think that's what it's all about. Like, for everything else to come into play, it's about getting me up every morning, being able to be where I need to be, and spreading light and love through the world. Are you in the trading group? We have a channel where people are coordinating what they are doing about it. Yeah. Yep, I was also a victim, so it was what it was. Yeah. All right, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. Unless we got some news, Jamie. I didn't see any news today. Funny, it's like the one time he wants news and then there's no news. Maybe you put it in. Yeah, I don't see any news from today. Did we do the yesterday news, though? Yeah. Let me see, actually. Oh, we'll cover this real quick. This is fun. I just like using the new news. Italy to use, this is a big news here as we jump on into the news. Italy to use Algorand blockchain for banking and insurance guarantees. It's a big deal. Seeing a bank actually use the back end for Algorand, saying that it's secure, they can use it, and it really steps up security and helps them actually in many ways. Algorand, one of the best in the game, very, very low right now. People don't really understand the tech for Algorand. That's actually a plus for a long-term investor. So things to think about, right? Bahamian securities regulator slams new FTX CEO over misstatements. Bahamian regulator said that they were the first to take action against SBF, and that recent action of the current CEO hindered their investigation. The Securities Commission of Bahamas has slammed FTX's new CEO for his statements regarding the ongoing investigation into the bankrupt crypto exchange. In a press release sent to Cointelegraph, Bahamian regulator didn't directly point to the exact statement of John J. Ray III it had issues with, but addressed recent reports that the Bahamian government had asked former CEO Sam Bankman-Fried to create a new multi-million-dollar token and hand over control to them. But see, that's what we heard. The reports also allege Bahamian officials tried to help Bankman-Fried regain access to key computer systems of FTX. According to the United States lawyers, Bahamian officials were responsible for directly unauthorized access to FTX systems in order to take over control of the digital assets under the supervision of a U.S. court. The securities regulator says that they were the first regulators to take strict action against the collapsed exchange and its CEO, addressing the rumors over digital assets custody. The press release noted that the authorities secured transfer of the potentially commingled digital assets of the FTX exchange on orders issued by the Supreme Court of the Bahamas. The commission holds that those assets as trustee only under Bahamian law, and they will be ultimately distributed to the creditors and the clients of FTX, wherever they may be located in accordance with the court's direction. So they're saying they took access to get access. They're saying they took access to give him access. There's a lot of finger pointing going on. Who really knows what happened? SushiSwap DAO budgets $5.2 million with 82% going to salaries. Sushi DAO CEO Jared Gray has disclosed the operations budget snapshot for 2023, with more than $5.2 million slotted to maintain the decentralized exchange next year. The platform stewarded by DAO will spend more than 80% of those funds across 15 salaries, including $500,000 in USD to the head chef Gray. Salary recipient names were redacted on the Twitter. That works out to be $282,000 per team member on average. Wow, they're getting paid pretty nicely, to say the least. So there's just some news about how they're going to distribute their money on SushiSwap. Actually may kind of bring the price down a little bit, maybe some negative news if you think about it, right? Anyway, so there you have it. We're going to end the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow on the next live stream. Be safe. Thank you. Appreciate you. One love.